Welcome back to Set Streets Needs, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. Today, I'm very excited. I'm in front of the Chuck E. Cheese in Sumter, South Carolina. I'm excited because I've never been here. You guys know how rare that is these days. I'm finally at a fresh Chuck E. Cheese that I've never been in. This is my 121st original stage visit. Obviously that number is way higher if you include go backs and returns and different videos at Chuck E. Cheese's I've been at before. But this is my 121st first time into a Chuck E. Cheese, so I'm pretty excited. Also, it's got the thumbs up Chuck logo. In case you guys don't know the history of that logo was drawn by Dan Peeler and colored by Charlie Rose. And they were on-staff contract artists for Chuck E. Cheese at the time, and they did this piece of art just as a part of their regular drawings they do for Chuck E. Cheese. And Chuck E. Cheese ended up using it for their entire rebranding and logo rollout in all the stores, and they didn't know about it until they drove past one, and they're like, "We drew this sign." You can learn all about that in a video I did, an interview with I did. I'm going to link it up here. Either way, that's the history behind that sign, and we're going to go in and see the rest of this place, and I'm really excited to take you guys along with me. Let's go see it. Here I am, guys, inside the 121st new Chuck E. Cheese that I've ever been in. Behind me, of course, is a Cappa stage with Chuck. He's just sitting there blinking. He may have some head turns. I haven't seen it yet, but right now, the only movement is the eyes. But since we're in front of a Studio C stage, just in case you guys don't, let's give a brief history of the Studio C stages. So, back in 1996, when the Awesome Adventure Machine got put into Dallas, everyone loved it, looked great, and they're like, okay, cool, wait a minute, this is extremely expensive to go roll out and put into all the stores. So right away they're like, okay, we love the idea of getting rid of a lot of the animatronics and having just a one animatronic show, which was fresh for Chuck E. Cheese at the time, but they couldn't really afford to do the Awesome Adventure Machine in all these different stores, so they came up with the Studio C system. And of course, the first shows that they made in that system were the Studio C Alpha stages. And that, of course, as you guys know, had Chuck behind the desk, a Tonight Show-esque desk. He had his sidekick Bird, he had the pizza phone and the clock and all that the things that we've come to love. And just a few years after that, they rolled out an even cheaper version, the beta stage. We have a legacy store with a beta stage now in Nanuet, but it's basically just what you see behind me, in addition to some curtains and a different backdrop. And then they had, just a few years after that, in 2003, they had another little conundrum. They had a lot of very small cities that had Chuck E. Cheese stores that really couldn't fit a bigger stage. And they came up with their smallest Studio C stage, and that is the Cappa stage, which is right behind me. Now, during that rollout, they did some beta and Cappa mixes, as you guys know. They've been in a lot of stores. And then they had two versions of the Cappa stage. One had a mirrored background, and the other one had just the matte finish, the white and black under the neon lights. And this, of course, is a version 2. So these version 2 Cappa stages started being put in the late 2003, early 2004. This one here in Sumter was put in 2004. They were basically the last, I guess, new stage type before they started the remodels a little over 10 years later. So as of today, the State of the Union of the Studio C stages, they were in most Chuck E. Cheese's until they started the remodels. So you're talking hundreds of locations. And as of today, in February 2025, we're down to only 4 alpha stages left, 24 beta stages, but only 21 of them have Chuck. The other ones are just blank, kind of like they do with the COC versions, where they've already taken the bot out of those 3 stores. And we are down to just 7 Cappa stages left. That is it. That means 32 Chuck E. Cheese stores still have a Studio C stage of some version. And that's it. You know, that's pretty impressive, because they had 300 or 400 that had different Studio C stages at one time, and we're down to 32. So I believe that I've heard that the ones that aren't going to remodel are either going to be closed, or they just don't think a remodel will help them. They're just going to let them ride it out. So, but as according to corporate, they are done remodels. Remodels are over. So any stages that left, they're either going to get closed, or they're going to be having the old decor and old stages. And I'm very excited about that. Obviously, as we know, we have 6 legacy stores that will never be touched. And then we're going to have these other ones. Just random stores in the middle of nowhere that might still be open, who knows? And they'll just be rocking the old look. And I think we're all fine with that. So as I'm looking over this 121st stage visit of mine, let's look at Chuck. He looks to be in really nice shape, to be honest with you. Look, we got a little turn. Hi, Chuck. Look at you. You look good, bud. You might need to brush your teeth a little bit, but other than that, fur is a little bit older, but it still looks in really great shape. His rock star outfit seems to be pretty clean. He looks good. Lights on the back of the stage all seem to be working. We've got my favorite Studio C carpet, because we have all 3 screens on the back wall are still working with working lights, and the big CEC in the middle. All in all, stage looks great. It hasn't worked in a few years, as you guys know, but I'm more excited at the artwork I'm seeing in this. So let's check that out. So starting right next to Chuck, we of course have 2 of the small Warhols. And then we have, by the way, they do still have the old signage, which of course goes with that outdoor sign anyway, so it makes sense. And here in the bathroom hallway, we have the Men in Black piece. My guess is they probably moved it here because it clearly was up front in front of a window for a while, because it's very sun faded and there's absolutely no sun back here. So then right here we got the Elvis piece, which is awesome. As you guys know, I love that Elvis piece. First saw it at the Tupelo Chuck E. Cheese, which is appropriate because that is where Elvis was born. But it is right here in the hallway. They still have that Chuck in the old men's sign and that Helen on the girls' sign. Then right out here, we've got some must-see TV prints. Of course, we've got X-Files, cheesy television. And right next to that, we've got the Name That Cheese. So I was looking at some pictures from my daughter's, I believe her 6th birthday. And we had it at Chuck E. Cheese in Paducah, Kentucky, where I live. And they still hadn't remodeled, but they had this one right above the skee balls. This hung there. And yeah, I think they got one of the early remodels. So their remodel in Paducah was done, I think, in 2015. So this disappeared after that, but I think my daughter turned 6 in probably around 2010, 2011. So would have been just a few years before the remodel that it was there. So over on the other side of the showroom, we start with, behind the Ticket Blaster, we have the other 2 mini Warhols. Then the Ticket Blaster, obviously. Then we have Fran's Must-See TV, the CWO, Chucky's World Order of Wrestling, Star Trek, or Star Trek knockoff Chuck Trek, And of course, we have the CEC World News. Old Munch is the White House reporter. He never makes a mistake. I'm just kidding. We all know he gets it wrong. And of course, we have, from 1999, we have a Super Chuck and Wonder Helen. This was also drawn by Dan Peeler and Charlie Rose. They have added in the trampoline zone. It's a smaller version of the course because it's a smaller store. So we have the Chuck and Munch piece that go along with that, which enters into the kids ride area, which they got the Scooby-Doo van, they got the sketchbook, we got PJ Masks, which is kind of a Batman sort of a ripoff. And of course, we can't forget to high five our bro. Getting over into the big kids arcade, looks like we got Pop It for gold. We got Tippity Blocks. We got Roller Slide, Crab Rush, Super Monkey Ball, Jurassic Park. We got the Spinner Frenzy, and we have the Big Win Super Spin, which I like that one. I love the, look at this, guys. We got one of the old golf magazine covers. Again, another one. Not only did Charlie and Dan draw a lot of the art from this era, they actually hand sculpted all of the Chucky statues that were used for these magazine covers. So this golf Chucky was actually handmade by Dan and Charlie. And I still got it up here today. And look at this up here behind the skee ball. We've got some of the old baseball theming that was common in the early 2000 era. And some goes even farther back than that, honestly. A lot of that's from the 90s. We got our NBA hoops, but they didn't leave any for me. That's all right. We got Iceman, Big Bass, and they have some of the old stars still up there on the wall as well. Looks like they're missing a token. One of the mini tokens up there, or mini giant tokens, I should say. Then we got Chopped Wood, we got Deadstorm, Aliens, and that looks to be rounding out our kids arcade. As you guys know, I love the old signage. Got the beverages one right there as well. Also have the gifts and prizes one. Let's check to see if they've got any of the little, no, I guess they still don't have a Pasquale. Have you seen a Pasquale, one of the square keychain ones?
We actually don't have those.
Okay, gotcha. I know it's weird that they made all the rest of the characters, but no Pasquale.
The only thing I can think with it, and
yeah,
this is just my own opinion,
yeah,
it's just because he's an actual person.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, maybe that is something to that. But yeah, everything else looks fully stocked. It looks awesome. They still got the Halloween Chuck out here, which he was cool to get. The Bootacula. Looks like they are no longer doing the salad bar, or they just haven't filled it yet. And that rounds out the redemption counter. Nerf Arcade. I always loved that wet floor sign too. So cool. Sailor Chuck, Mop Patrol. Well guys, my 121st stage visit for Chuck E. Cheese did not disappoint. The art in here is awesome. And obviously, as I was saying earlier, unless they're gonna close this store, which I don't know if they are, otherwise, this is gonna be here. There's no time on this unless they close the store, obviously, but remodels are done. They're not coming back, they're not doing any more. They are done, they've moved on. So we've got a little store here. Sure, the Animatronic doesn't work, but we have a store here with great art right here in the middle of South Carolina that you can still come see what that late 90s art looked like in person. Highly recommend to visit, y'all. Get you some pizza, get you some wings. Check out this art. It's like going to an art gallery. Yeah. This one just happens to be in Sumter, South Carolina. You know, no bigs. Anyway, I don't know if you guys noticed, I got my Chuck E. Cheese button on. you know, to celebrate my 121st visit. Chuck, bro, how are you, bud? Oh, he's turning away. That's all right. He's a little shy, Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed a fresh stage visit. It's been a long time since I've been in a new Chuck E. Cheese. Pretty excited. This is a cool little store too, and it's got some great art in it. It's clean, it's nice, looks awesome. You guys should come visit it and come say hi to Chuck. You know, he might just be standing here blinking and moving a little bit, but he still likes to see his friends. He misses people. So come say hi to him, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now. Now it looks like right next to the door, they may have had a token at one time, because it looks like there's been some fixing on the wall there. But there's no token to rub, but they still have the small mission statement, or not small, the newer mission statement. I love the one with the tuxedo Chuck, but yeah, this is one that came after that, obviously, but they still have it. So I guess we'll say bye to that Chuck. Later, Chuck.